Hello. I'm early. Not quite sure what time it is. I don't know if it's 2 minutes to or if that's fast. I don't know. Welcome one and all to this little talk. Itchy nose. What does that mean when you got an itchy nose? I don't know, but it's very itchy. Hello, who have we got here already? Who is here? So we'll start in a couple of minutes. Just drinking my nettle tea for detoxing. Nettle tea is excellent. Hi Mandy, hi Gary. Yeah, nettle tea, excellent detoxer. Hi Lisa. So we've got a couple of minutes yet. So talk about yourselves for a little while, a couple of minutes. I'm quite excited actually about this talk today, because there's already been stuff happening around us, around this retrograde Mercury, which is a little bit mad. I don't know if you've had any experiences the past. Well, today it goes retrograde. What time does it go retro? It goes retro at 8:19 p.m. That's I think that's London time. Hi Joanna. So I don't know if any of you have already experienced any weird Mercury retro stuff going on. What's happened here? Oh, well, I'll tell you. There's a little story I want to tell you at the end around this feather. It's a black swan feather. Go that way, which is very cool. It's a very cool little story attached to that, and the meaning of it as well. The meaning of a black that way, Ed. The meaning of black swan feathers ties in absolutely with both the Jupiter retro and the Mercury retro. So I'll tell you that little story at the end. But I broke my bracelet. That broke on me, and I've only just made it. So that was one thing, little thing, tiny thing. I've noticed on Facebook people going, ah, Mercury retrograde, ah. Sorry, but I shouldn't really laugh, but you know, I'm going to tell you, you know, exactly what it means and how you can sail through it like a professional. And then yesterday, there was a big blow up between Ian's daughter and her boyfriend. Huge, like miscommunication thing going on. It's like, Mercury retrograde. So yeah, there's already been stuff happening. But what was really amazing, I had to go into town to get some food today. And what was interesting is that, this is going to sound really weird, yeah? All the traffic lights, you know, for the crossings were perfect. Cars would stop at crossings, perfect. It's like, okay. So when you kind of tune into the retro energy, it actually works for you. It's quite amazing. Okay, so I'm going to begin. So if anyone turns up, you know, halfway through, that's fine. You can always replay it because this will be up in the group. It won't go away. Okay, it will be staying in the group. So Mercury retrograde, what does it really mean? Well, it goes retro till April the 15th. So it's only, however many days that is, I think that's nearly 3 weeks maybe. And you could almost see it like Mercury is having a nap. Yeah, it's having a, hi Wendy. Mercury's having a nap. Yeah. That's how astrologers and some astronomers as well see it like that. Which is why its correspondences don't work quite as well as they normally do. Yeah. So if you think of it as having a nap, it's not quite so Okay, so I have 4 pages of notes here. Okay, so bear with me. All right. So like I say, I'm already seeing people on Facebook shouting and screaming about this retrograde Mercury. So I will also be posting this in a couple of the other groups I'm in, and it'll also go up on YouTube as well, because I think it's important that people know that it's not the end of the world. It really isn't, and it's certainly not the end of your world as you know it. It does affect, things around us, around travel, communication. So I'm just trying to read my notes. But it doesn't have to be the all-consuming, throw your hands up in the air going, ah! That, people tend to, buy into, if you like. I've actually put here the all-consuming crap fest that people make it out to be. Oh, okay. I wrote this last night, actually. Because, Mercury is an amazing planet. It really is. It's this close to the sun, yeah? And it actually expands and contracts as it goes, on its orbit. It's quite an amazing planet. And it does rule, things like communication and travel. So even things like technology could be affected by it. So I'm just stroking my laptop so it doesn't go wrong. Don't go wrong tonight. So, there are things you can do that will minimize the impact it will have, yeah. But the fundamental thing about any of this stuff, yeah, and you would have heard me say this before, and I'm going to keep bloody saying it, because you are the powerful creator of your own experiences, yeah? Nothing else, no one else, you are. So it's how you react to things, yeah, will determine the outcome, yeah? So I'm just reading my notes, bear with me. So I've actually put, let's give Marvellous Mercury a huge round of applause for being wonderful. Yeah? Come on, give me. Mercury, well done. Henry's applauding as well. Because when it's in retrograde, it can teach us so much. Yeah? So when it's having a nap, instead of, it's kind of an outward thing. When it's direct, yeah, so your communication is outward to people, it's an outward thing. So when it's napping, you can go, you have permission to go in, yeah, and communicate with yourself, yeah. You have permission, yeah. So all those things that you might not have, not normally have time for, okay, so Mercury retrograde says, yes, I'm allowed to do those things, yeah? So, being mindful, especially around communication, yeah? So, even if you really, really want to go, at people, maybe just stop, take a breath, and, is that really what you want, or is that your stuff, yeah? So it's that inner reflection. Okay, so maybe I don't need to quite say it like that. Maybe I can find a better way to communicate. So it brings that, yeah. So there's for a lot of us, a huge learning curve with communication, yeah, when Mercury is retrograde. Being patient, yeah. So that is not just being patient with people. That's being patient when you're traveling, yeah. Even parcels, it can affect, parcel or postal deliveries. So be patient. If you've got a parcel coming and it's not arrived on the specified day, give it a few more days, because it might have slowed down in the process, yeah? And generally just slowing down, because we move so quickly, yeah? I mean, it's already nearly the end of March, yeah? Where the bloody hell has that gone? It's gone so quick. So now, especially with Jupiter being retrograde as well. And that whole thing about detoxing is, you know, slow down, yeah. Take the time, yeah. Take your time. You know, even if you're traveling somewhere, give yourself. We're going up to London tomorrow to Henry's going to see his first ever live band, his favourite band. He's going to go and see them tomorrow. So we have given ourselves about 3 hours to get up there, yeah, because we don't want, you know, anything to go wrong. So we've given ourselves 3 hours clear to you know, get there. So do that. Give yourself more time to travel. Be patient, yeah. And resting as well. This is your time to rest, and especially with the Jupiter detox thing going on. When you're detoxing, it's good to rest as well. You know, it's good to, you know, be active, but it's the balance, yeah, balance between resting and not overdoing it. Yes, I just we have to look at ourselves and how we react to these retrograde times, rather than doing that. Oh my God, it's Mercury's fault. Yeah, it's not Mercury's fault. It's Mercury's just doing what Mercury does. Look at your reaction, and maybe you will, you know, come out the other side of it actually going, do you know what, I learned something really cool during that retrograde. Instead of, you know, throwing your hands up in the air and screaming, oh my God, you know, it's not Mercury's fault. Naughty Mercury. And, you know, it is the fastest planet in our solar system, so bloody good luck trying to pin anything on that one. It's way too fast, yeah. So, I want to go through a few things that you can do to work with the energy rather than against it, because all the time you're trying to work against it, it's going to be a struggle, yeah, and that just creates frustration and it's very annoying. So if you go with it, yeah. So I've got many points. Many. I was just writing last night. It's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do all this in an hour? So we'll see. Okay, so the first thing, I don't know if any of you know what retrograde actually means, apart from the fact it's napping. People, are ancient astronomers, if you like, would have just seen it. It's like it's going backwards. So I have 2 little crystals here to demonstrate. Here's some I made earlier. So that is us, if you like. So this is Mercury. It's not quite in proportion, obviously. So, you know, as we look at it, yeah. So this is going to be the wrong way round. But anyway, you'll get the idea. So as you know, it moves and not in its normal fashion, it moves forward, and then all of a sudden it appears to go backwards as it goes around the sun. So this is the sun, sorry. So it goes, you know, it's going its normal way, and then it appears to go backwards. Okay, so I hope that's given you an idea of what it actually is. It's not actually going backwards, it's just how it appears from our perspective, yeah. So it appears to move backwards, which is why it's called retrograde, yeah. So everything that goes wrong during this time, it must be Mercury's fault. Well, no. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number one, like I said, we are the powerful creators of our own experience. We're in the driving seat, yeah. So the choices we make and how we choose to react to a situation is what shapes the outcome of the situation. So if you are traveling somewhere and you've cut it really fine for getting there on time, yeah, that's not Mercury's fault. If you're aware what is happening in the night sky, then you would leave yourself, you know, more time to travel, yeah, for example. So that's the choice that you made to cut it really fine. And then blaming Mercury, it's like, no, you know, let's take some responsibility, personal responsibility, self-discipline, yeah. If you are having an argument with somebody, family, friend, whatever, like I said before, you know, you have a choice. There's a point where there's a choice to either, you know, get really grr with that person, or stop, just take a step back. Yeah, Wendy, a cushion, absolutely. And that's the same when you're communicating with people. Yeah, take that step back. You know, breathe. Very important to breathe, because when you're arguing, you tend to hold your breath and create tension. Yeah, so step back, breathe, and just a really good one is to smile. And you'll be surprised what happens when you're arguing with someone. You stop, you breathe, and you smile at them. It's like, whoa, hang on. I don't know what to do with that. So it's very important that you acknowledge that the choices that you make during this retrograde, yeah, will affect the outcome of what you are trying to do. Sometimes things are just going to happen. Sometimes things have to happen for a particular reason. And it's usually around something that has to be learned, or has to be learned. Something that you haven't quite dealt with yet. And there's something there that needs to be sorted out, yeah? Without going into the whole soul purpose, your dharma, and anything that's around that, like your primary energy centers, for example, or karma. You know, there will be, if there's a thread of something that hasn't been resolved yet, then those things will keep coming up until they get resolved, yeah, until you do that little bit of work. And sometimes it can be, you know, very simple things that keep coming up. Other times it makes you go deep, yeah, and it's the perfect time to do this with Mercury in retrograde, because it will aid you, it will help you, yeah, to find those things and to get rid of them. Yeah, they no longer serve you, so get rid of them. And it's about breaking that cycle of, you know, repetitive. Who was it that said definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over again but expecting a different result? That's when you get stuck in a cycle of, you know, doing the same thing, getting the same result every time, thinking, oh God, life's just not fair. Well, choose a different way to do it, yeah? And I know that myself, because I spent years being very angry and wondering why people didn't want to be around me. I think it was Einstein, Mandy. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Good old Einstein, eh? So I'm just reading my notes. Yeah, and the other thing about when you're in that cycle of repeated kind of, it could be a behavior or a thought pattern. It could even be a disease that keeps coming back to your mind body, yeah? And that's stressful, yeah? Who wants to live like that? I don't think I know anyone who actually wants to be stressed, yeah? So breaking that cycle, yeah? So perfect time to go in, sort out any loose ends, if you like, yeah? That are causing you a bit of a stress, okay? And it comes back as well to your soul purpose and following your heart. It's just so important, yeah, to know what the heart wants, yeah. What is your, and it's that word, it's dharma, it's your soul purpose, yeah. some people know what it is. Some people, like me, spend years doing a completely wrong thing and thinking, oh God, why isn't this working? And then, you know, you do the work even more than you were doing before because you thought you'd done the work, but you hadn't. And then when it all comes around full circle, you're like, oh my God, the one thing I've been avoiding all this time was the one thing that actually would have opened that door for me. Yeah. It's triggers. So you got to think, what triggers you? Yeah. It's usually that thing that triggers you, which is the thing that will open the door for you. So Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to be doing that work. Yeah. Use the energy to do that work. Meditation is fantastic at this time. Yeah. The going in, the questioning, the knowing yourself. Yeah. And crystals. I mean, crystals are amazing for that. You know me and my crystals. I've actually been photographing. I've had a crystal photo shoot today. I'm trying to think which ones were for Mercury. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look at my camera. What I will do at the end, I will post a picture of a few of the crystals you can use that correspond to Mercury, okay, which will help to get rid of any stuff that no longer serves you. Yeah. And again, this ties in perfectly with the Jupiter, with the detoxing, yeah, getting rid of stuff. So, and never forget, the other thing here is everything is energy. Everything is energy, from us to the light that is blinding me over there in the corner to Mercury being retrograde. It's all energy, yeah. Everything is energy. Everything is vibrating, yeah, with energy. Everything. So although most astronomers, not all, most astronomers go up, Mercury retrograde is the load of hogwash, yeah, but it's gonna have an effect as Mercury moves backwards, yeah. It's gonna have an effect because it's like a ship moving on the sea, yeah. It's gonna leave ripples, it's going to leave a wake behind it. So everything is connected, yeah. So some people, you know, they're big into the Mercury retrograde and the havoc, yeah. Other people poo-poo it completely, but it does affect things. It does. It's just how you navigate it, yeah. It's like being on a ship. So you've got the rudder, yeah. So, and you know, by the end of this, you'll know where the rocks are, yeah. So you can steer around them, yeah. You can use the wind in your sails to navigate through, yeah. So, what can we do to go with the flow of Mercury retrograde? There are many things. So the first thing I would say, back up all your data, yeah. I did mine yesterday. Not that it was a lot to do anyway, because I quite often back up everything. So everything on your phone, computer, laptop, back everything up, yeah. So there's nothing left to chance if your technology goes, yeah, you haven't lost anything, okay. That's the first thing, because a lot of us use technology, yeah, and a lot of us store our important stuff on these devices. So back them up. If things aren't going the way you want them to go, stop. Like I said earlier, breathe, step back, and make a new plan. Yeah, it might just be that your plan needs a little tweak to navigate through. Yeah, course correcting, you can call it. The other thing you can do is communicate, like I said, with yourself. So I think I might go back to doing a little bit of Kundalini yoga, actually. It's been calling me for a while, but I've kind of putting it on the back burner. So, you know, yoga practice, meditation, anything that takes your attention inward, yeah? So that could be anything, Tai Chi, qigong, whatever it is for you that does that. It could be, you know, working on art. It could be writing in your book of shadows, for example. Yeah. Even getting out into nature, you know, is perfect because it's very restful as well. Yeah. Pardon me. Doing those odd jobs that you never quite got finished. That's a really good one. I like that one. And one of the things I will be doing is I'm going to write some blog posts, but not actually publish them until Mercury has gone direct again. So I'm going to be, blogging, but not publishing until April the 15th. What else? Oh yeah, art. Taking time to study as well, because that is very much an inward process when you're studying. And like I said earlier, it gives us permission to take that time to reflect, to rest, reassess things. So, for example, if you started a project and it wasn't quite going as you wanted it to, take time to reassess that. Replan it. I was in a group yesterday and someone said it's all about put the word re in front of the words and you've got exactly what you need to do for Mercury being retrograde. So replan, reflect, reassess, all those things will help you get through this Mercury retrograde. Maybe there's even something that you felt like you wanted to do for quite a while, but you hadn't, for whatever reason, you didn't give yourself the time to do that. So that's the perfect time. It's like me going back to my Kundalini yoga practice, because I've been, because I've got work to do. I've got work to do. So, in that rest period comes the yoga. It is permission time. You have permission from Mercury, and it's also about getting a fresh perspective. When you do that inner work, you come out the other end of it with a completely fresh perspective. It's like climbing up. I think I said this the other day. With climbing up to the top of a hill and looking back to see where you've come from, it gives you that perspective, and you can survey, like the area. It's an amazing feeling. It really is. It's bloody hard work sometimes climbing up these things, but it's quite amazing. And what that'll also do as well is that when Mercury goes direct again, you'll be ready to go, right, move forward. So if you do the work while it's retrograding, some people say leave it a couple of days after it goes direct before moving forward. I think that's entirely up to you, because it seems that the energy is strongest at the beginning and at the end of the retrograde. So if you did want to leave it a couple of days before you move forward, then I'd say go for it. And if you are traveling, I'd say if you're traveling by public transport, definitely give yourself more time and have a backup plan. So whether that's a different route on the bus or a different train that you can get, it could even be like something I learned many years ago when I was at drama school. It was up in London, so I used to have to leave at like stupid o'clock in the morning to get there, and I'd be there like an hour and a half early. But if I got the slightly later bus, I wouldn't get there. I'd be like 2 hours late or something stupid. So I always knew I had there was the very last bus I could get to get there on time, but the one before that was the one I wanted to get. So it gave me that wiggle room, if you like. So a backup plan, definitely, yeah. If you're traveling by public transport, especially in this country, I don't know about the rest of you, public transport, what it's like, but in this country, definitely have a backup plan. The other thing, it is advised that if you're going to make any big purchases, so when I say big, I mean like a home, a car, or a new computer, maybe wait until it goes retrograde, unless you really can't wait, yeah? Because you can almost guarantee there'll be something, yeah? And it might not be that the whatever it is that you bought is faulty, but it could be something really annoying, like after Mercury goes direct, it goes down in price by like 20% or something. And you'd be like, wish I'd waited. So, again, sometimes, we can't help, but, we need that thing that, we want to buy. So if you really can't wait, be absolutely sure, read the fine print, yeah, and make sure it has a guarantee, yeah, so that you can, if anything goes wrong with it, you can take it back, yeah. And contracts as well. If there's any kind of contract, paperwork that you need to do, we've got that coming up actually in the next week. Is double check your paperwork, read the fine print at least twice, yeah, make absolutely sure you know what you are signing, yeah, absolutely sure, and photocopy all your paperwork. If you're sending it even by email, I would make sure you still have a copy of it, yeah, and especially if you're sending anything snail mail, make sure you have a photocopy of it, yeah. I like this one, catching up with old friends. That's a really cool one. Make that time because you're resting, you're going in. So definitely get in contact with your old friends and, plan a meet. Yeah. I like that one. Miscommunication is a big thing during retrograde. Yeah. So, and the thing about communication these days, it doesn't always work that well. Text messages, even Facebook messages sometimes, get lost a little bit in translation. So be extra vigilant on how you are communicating via those particular devices, if you like, those particular mediums. And don't take it personally if other people are miscommunicating, yeah? They're bogged down in the energy, yeah? So, again, just chalk it up to, okay, take a step back. And don't get caught up in that retro mentality, if you like. Because it will pull you back in very quickly. I like this one as well. So around retro Mercury, it can guide you in very strange directions. Yeah. What I would say with that is go with it. Yeah. And see first of all, see where that goes, and also see there might be something in the slightly different way that you might be going, and that could be a literal thing. So you feel guided to go a different way to work, for example, which you might be avoiding an accident by doing that. Yeah. These little synchronicities, and you'll see what I mean when I tell you the story about this black feather. It's amazing. So it could be something that will be learned through going that different way. It could even be something that you've never even thought about exploring before. Yeah. but you all of a sudden feel drawn to explore that. Go with it, yeah, because you never know where these things will go. You never know. Parcels and posts, I think I said about that, didn't I? Parcels and posts may be affected, so be patient. Copy any documents, I covered that. What does that say? Oh, so I couldn't read my writing then. If you are driving any distance, yeah, during these couple of weeks, I would definitely get your car checked out beforehand, yeah. It will save you, well, it will give you peace of mind, yeah, and that's your choice. You are taking hold of that and you're saying, right, I'm going to get my car checked before I go and drive, you know. I'm talking like, you know, big distances. I mean, you might do that anyway, get your car checked. Some people don't. I don't drive. I choose not to. So I'm public transport. So, yeah, that's why we're leaving ourselves 3 hours to get to London tomorrow. So, yeah, if you're driving a distance, get your car checked over before you embark on your journey. Being crystal clear in your communications. I think I touched on that, but that's not just through, you know, text messages or Facebook messaging and all that stuff. That's in everything, yeah. So it's just that mindfulness. That's what it will bring to it. It will just bring that mindfulness to how you communicate and maybe even who you communicate with, yeah. Because some people, it doesn't matter what you say, they will take offense to it. I don't know if you know any people like that. So yeah, be crystal clear in your communication and maybe be selective on, you know, if you're doing like a particular, how should I say that? If there's something specific that you want to say to someone, but you don't have to say it right now, maybe wait. If you know that they're going to be a bit antsy, yeah. Okay, I like this one. This is number 14. You can almost guarantee that there is a change coming that maybe you can't quite see yet. So this is kind of what, whilst, you know, you're in this napping period, if you like, there will be something working underneath it all. That when it comes out the other end, something will have changed. Whether that's for you, people around you, could even be the way you travel. It could be anything. Could even be how you express yourself. Yeah. Could be anything, but there will be something that will have changed for you, yeah. What is really interesting actually is that this retrograde, and I don't know a lot about astrology, I have to say, but I did a little bit of research because people were talking about retrogrades in what sign they're in and how that makes a difference. So this retrograde is in Aries, which is a fire sign, yeah. So there might be things that come up during this retrograde and you think, I don't know about that. Because this brings up new ideas, innovative ideas, yeah, for solutions to problems, yeah. And you might go, no, I don't think I want to do that, or, you know, I don't think that'll work. But that's your trigger, yeah. So, I don't know. Unless it is something absolutely awful, obviously. But don't shy away from anything that you might initially think, I don't know, that's a bit out there, you know. Because it's this is the energy that it's going to bring with it, these new ideas, these very on the edge, yeah, they're on the edge, these ideas, and that's where the magic is. When you walk on the edge, that's where the magic happens, yeah. if you have big plans to do big things in the next couple of weeks and they really can't be changed, so if it's set in stone and it can't be postponed, definitely plan a contingency. Yes, have a backup. I mean, I think having a backup plan is always handy anyway, but especially now. Have a backup plan, yeah. But they say forewarned is forearmed, yeah. Revisiting things that you thought had fallen into the abyss of being forgotten. So that could be that an old boss approaches you with your old job, for example. And, you know, you might be a little bit further down the line that you think, actually, no, I could do that. I could go back and I can make that work. Yeah. Maybe old ideas for projects, for example. It might be old content for something that you're writing. I might revisit some old blog posts and submit them to a magazine. And you might find, you know, as I talked about contacting old friends, you might find they start, you know, actually, yeah, ringing you up and knocking on the door. Yeah. So don't be surprised if that happens. Well, I said about the end and the beginning having the most punch. So just being aware of that. Finding lost items. You know, I think it's amazing when, you know, you'd be looking for something for, yeah, a week and not being able to find it. I had that with my address book just before Yule, actually, because we send Yule cards out to our family and that. Could I find my address book? Nope. Looked everywhere. And looked in the place that it was supposed to be, yeah, was not there. Now, this didn't happen during a retrograde, but I think it's quite funny how it was maybe a month ago. And I was looking, because we have fairy lights in here on the floor. And I looked, and I was like, what is that? And the fairy lights were shining on the front of my address book. It's like, oh, what? That was not there. So you might start finding things that you thought were lost. Yeah? Especially keys comes to my mind. Yeah? I don't know if any of you have lost keys recently. You might find them during this retrograde. Another thing, I think this is the last item actually, which is very good because it gives us time for Q&A. Spending time reminiscing. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, because I love old photos. So, you know, get out your photo albums. Yeah, and you know, get your old friends round with your old photos of yourself and have a good old reminisce. Yeah, it's so amazing when you do that, and then you play some, you know, the old tunes that you're into when you're a teenager. It's so much fun, yeah, and it taps into this energy, yeah, and it is, you know, it's not all bad. Mercury being retrograde is not all bad, and it can actually be very helpful for you, yeah. Going in, you know, figuring stuff out, tying up all those loose ends, maybe. So I hope that's given you some ideas of how to sail through this retrograde. You know, people go, whoa, you sailed through that retrograde like a pro, and you'd be like, yep. So if anyone has any questions, I know I've bamboozled you with information there, but you know, this video will be staying up. So, oh yes, the story. Oh, the story. I must quickly tell you the story. So Ian was out yesterday. He went to visit his daughter, and they where she lives, there's a couple of big lakes with lots of swans, yeah. And this swan feather, it's a black swan feather, yeah. Black swans are quite, they're not very common. They're not as common as white swans. And Ian had actually seen a black swan on the same lake where this was found, I think 6 years ago, almost to the day, just like that. But black swans, let me just get up the meaning of I know, Wendy, is bizarre, isn't it? But not at the same time, because let's face it, you know, witches tend to think for themselves. They're not sheep. So, you know, this is all about empowering people, yeah, and not following the herd. We never have. We never will. So, black swan feathers. Now this ties in perfectly. For a start, it's like a grey colour, so that ties in with Mercury colour. Finding a swan feather, you are being asked to slow down, that you are protected and looked after, yeah. You're also being guided to acknowledge the peace and beauty within you, that which you share with others, and the words you choose. Mercury retrograde. Holy shit. Yeah. And allowing that inner turmoil that you're feeling about someone else's life dissipate. So taking that responsibility, yeah. And you bring with you the protection you need. So you are the powerful creator of your own experience, and Swan Feather tells you so. So that's on the physical level. On the spiritual level, you are being lifted and embraced by those who have passed before you. So ancestor work. Your physical, emotional, mental bodies are being healed by those who have always guided you in your life. It is time to acknowledge the beauty you bring to the world. Yeah. And this next bit is just pure Mercury retrograde. You have worked so hard to get where you are. Relax and be guided. Yeah. Your life plan is littered with gold and the universal signposts. Be still and know that you are loved. Amazing. Yeah. So the other bit, which is about Black Swan, which again, absolutely ties on. I'm twiddling this. It's lovely. Black Swan is a graceful reminder to move from any position where you feel powerless and at the mercy of external forces. Holy shit. It is time to reclaim your personal power. Says it all, doesn't it? Black Swan Feather says it all. Remember, black swans, or swans in general, have no predators, not naturally anyway. So you are safe. You are protected, yeah, when you embrace your power, okay? A black swan carries a confronting truth that you create your own victimhood. Absolutely 100% on the ball, on the nose. Own this and you are empowered to move through it and change any disadvantageous situation. So, find this coming yesterday, just before Mercury retrograde. It's absolutely, that blew my mind when he showed me this, and then I looked it up. It's like, excuse me, fucking hell. Yeah, amazing. So the other thing I would say about that is these synchronicities are everywhere. When you are aware and you're open to them, you will see them. You will see things like this and go, oh my God, pick it up and take it home. So that's the little story around the black feather. I keep going the wrong way. If I hold it in that hand, it won't be the wrong way around. So amazing. And this is now going to sit on our water altar and will be a reminder for me of Mercury retrograde and how to get through it. Absolutely 100%. Oh, isn't it, Wendy? It is just, if you, and it's can be the tiniest little thing. Yeah, it can be big signs, or it can be little things that, you know, lots of little things that actually work together to bring you to a place where you go, oh my God, OMG. So does anyone have anything they want to say, anything they want to ask, any questions, anything at all? Yeah, I will do my best to answer your questions. I'm going to finish drinking my tea. Got dog hair in it. Is that Mercury Retrograde? No, that's because I put my tea on the floor and the dog was walking around. Anyone have any questions? So I hope that has kind of helped you view Mercury not as, you know, the enemy, because it's not the enemy. Yeah, it's just having a nap. You know, it's entitled to have a bit of a nap. It works hard going really fast around the sun. So if no one has any questions, I will, like I say, I will post when this goes up into the group. I will post the crystals. Excuse me. That will help you with, you know, removing any obstacles in your way. So if no one's got anything they want to add or any questions, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go make some dinner. Anybody? Nobody? Okay. Well, I hope that's given you all some food for thought anyway. And it's kind of, you know, helped you to see this in a different way, different perspective. Yeah. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go and put my feather back on the water altar. That's okay, Mandy. I think it's important to, you know, share these things. And I will be, like I say, I'll be sharing this out to a couple of the other groups I'm in. And it will stay in this group as well. So it won't disappear. And it'll be on YouTube as well. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everyone, for turning up. And when's the next live doodah? I think that's next Thursday. Although I'm going to let you into a secret. It's summer finding tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, Rihanna. Thank you, Tracy. So I'm going to let you into it. I wasn't going to tell anyone, but I can't keep it in. Tomorrow's summer finding, and although we're out in the afternoon for going up to London, around kind of lunchtime-ish, maybe 11, 12 o'clock, we're gonna do a little surprise live. It's going to be it's a Nordic chant to Odin, yeah, for summer finding. So if you're around kind of 11ish UK time, maybe 12, I'm not sure yet, then you might catch us live. And what I'll do is I'll post the words, so later on you can do the chant yourself. But shh, don't tell anyone. It's supposed to be a secret. It's supposed to be a surprise. But I couldn't help it. Glad you all enjoyed it. And I will officially see you next Thursday, but we'll be about tomorrow morning as well. Bright blessings all. Glad you enjoyed it.